Good morning. This is Granny Jackie, just to read you a wee story, because I know you're fed up. And I know you like listening to Granny Jackie's stories. So the story I'm going to read today is Poppy's Beach Adventure. It's about a little puppy who went to the beach. So, my name is Puppy, and I live with Nick, Susan, Mum, Dad and Grandad. They're my family. One day, Nick and Susan says, "Puppy, we're going to give you a bath." They brought out a big white plastic bowl and filled it with water. I love having a bath. Do you like having a bath? Of course you do. I love having a bath, and I splashed a lot. There was water everywhere, and it was all over Nick and Susan. They were soaking. As soon as I was out of the bath, they told me a secret. "We're going to the seaside, Puppy, and we're taking you with us." Look, there's Puppy in the bath. Oh, see all the bubbles? I was very excited. Before Nick could dry me, I ran into the house to see if all the family knew. Only Grandad was there reading the paper. I rushed up to him and I shook myself. "Oh dear." "So you've heard the news, Puppy," said Grandad. "Now, if I can dry my glasses, I will be ready." He'd soaked Grandad in his soaked newspaper, and there was water all over Grandad's glasses. So he did know. I wondered if the sea was as wet as when I had a bath. Did it taste of soap like my bath water? Don't know. Well, we know, don't we? It doesn't taste like soapy water. Nick came in and dried me. He was excited too. Look, there's Nick. He's got a big towel. Oops. And there's the puppy shaking himself and soaking Grandad. Then I went to make sure Mum and Dad were getting ready. "Oh, Puppy, please calm down," they said. "It's nearly time to go." At last everything was ready, and they were loading up the car. And Dad started the car, and Mum shouted, "Stop!" She'd forgotten something. Mummies always forget something, don't they? What did your mummy forget? Did she forget to put you in the car? Mum jumped out of the car and came back with a beautiful red collar. It had a special medal hanging on it. It had Puppy's name on one side and the address on the other side, just in case I get lost. Look, there. Can you see? It says Puppy. Oh, and there's a picture of the puppy trying to get into the car. And then we were off. I love riding in the car. The window was down and there was all sorts of different smells and noises. We Puppy can smell things that people can't, and smells are very important to us, because you always see Puppy running about sniffing the ground and smelling things. So I jumped from side to side of the car and tried to sniff the sea. I couldn't see the sea, but I tried to sniff it. I started to sing a happy song I made up. "I'm a very happy puppy and I'm going to the sea. I'm a very happy puppy, as excited as can be. Yes, I'm a happy puppy who is going to the sea. At the thought of this adventure, I'm as excited as can be." That's a good wee song. Oh. "Puppy, Puppy, stop that barking," said Dad. "I don't think people like puppy songs very much." "Look, there's the sea," cried Nick. I jumped up to have a look, but I trod on the sandwiches. They were all squashed and flattened, and they all landed on the floor. Oops-a-daisy. "Look what you've done, Puppy." "Don't worry," said Susan, "we can give them to the seagulls." Do seagulls like sandwiches, I wondered. Ava and Harvey and Jaden like seagulls. They like sandwiches, don't you? Of course you do. Ava loves sandwiches. My favourite is a banana sandwich. When we arrived, Susan, Nick and I rushed down to the sea. It was a lot bigger than the bath. And as blue can be, really blue. I drank some, but it didn't taste like soap. It was very salty, and I coughed and I spluttered until I caught my breath again. That's what happens when you drink salty water or you drink something and it catches in your throat. You cough and you splutter. At the edge of the sea, Nick and Susan found a lot of pretty seashells, some pink, some grey, and some were curly. These are the things that the little sea creatures live in. And Nick knew all about the shells and told Susan that these were once the homes in which snails, crabs and other creatures once lived in. He put some in a bag to take home. That's what you could do next time you go to the beach. You could get some seashells and fill your mum's bathroom with them. Nick showed us some seaweed. Well, it wasn't really Nick, it was me. I picked up some seaweed. And it was brown and it had loads of big bubbles in it. Nick and Susan squeezed the bubbles and they went pop like a cork. Then I bit them and we were all making lots of popping noises. Oh, listen, there's the ice cream van, said Nick. They ran off up the beach, but they forgot the sandwiches and me. Poor Poppy left on the beach himself with the sandwiches. But then a very large grey and white bird with a big yellow beak landed beside me. Is that my dinner in the bag? He asked. And I asked, are you the seagull? Yes, and when I see people with paper bags like that, I know they have food for me. Oh, look. See? There's a seagull. Oh, where are we? There's a seagull picking the sandwiches. Well, help yourself, said Puppy. Nobody else wants them because they're squashed. I don't mind, said Seagull. I think they're delicious, but I must go and get my wife and share them with her. He flew off into the air with great big flaps of his wings. How I wished I could fly like that. So I thought I would try. I ran along the beach and I jumped into the air as high as I could, flapping and shaking my legs. Bang! Fell flat on my face, turned head over heels and went splash into a rock pool. Silly puppy. Puppies are silly, aren't they? Puppies can swim, so I wasn't in any danger, but something gripped my paw. It was a crab. I'd never seen a crab before, and it had funny little pincers on the end that caught onto my leg. Let go of my paw. Who are you? I'm the crab, said a bubbly sort of voice from under the water. I don't like people who come and jump on me and use my pool like a swimming pool. Under the water I could see a big creature with great big pincer-like claws in front. I was only trying to fly and I landed in the puddle. Ha, bubbled the crab, whatever next? Puppies can't fly, everyone knows that. Well, I didn't know, said the puppy. Do you live by yourself in the pool, crab? No, said the crab. Other crabs live with me, and sea snails and sometimes little silvery fish come to visit. Before he could grab me again, I scrambled out of the water, shook myself and ran off. I ran along the beach, barking at the waves which were coming towards me with lots of froth. I chased them out to sea until, whoosh, a great big wave picked me up and threw me back onto the sand again. Oops, and there again I fell into a rock pool. A little terrier puppy was in the pool too, swimming around because it couldn't get out. Oh dear. I scrambled up the rocks and bent down to look over the edge. Quick as a flash, the terrier caught hold of my medal right with its teeth, because of course the medal was on the puppy's neck. The rocks were slippery and I was scared I was going to fall back into the rock pool, but the terrier held on. Oh, thank goodness. So slowly and carefully I backed up the rocks, pulling him with me. Just as we got to the top in safety, Nick and Susan came running down. Look, can you see him helping the puppy out the water? Wow, that's a brave puppy. The poor terrier puppy sat panting for breath, and I was out of breath too. And then it nuzzled up to me and says, "Oh, thank you for saving my life, puppy," and scampered off. "You brave puppy," said Susan, patting me. "You rescued him." But I didn't really, but he did. But when we arrived back at the car, Mum got out the chocolate biscuits. I felt like a hero. I rushed around barking. As soon as we got home, I dashed into the garden to find my friend Blackbird. I told Moll about our day. I told him about the seagull and the crab too, and especially about my brave rescue. "I really must try and go there," he squawked. "You should. The sea is wonderful. I had a great adventure." And I trotted off to my cosy basket and my tea. Mum and Dad, Grandad, Nick and Susan all came to say good night. Sweet dreams, they said, and I dreamed about my great big adventure. And there he is. Oh, there we go. See him all cosy in his basket? He's dead cute. So, did you enjoy that story? Do you want me to tell you another one? Okay, come back tomorrow and I'll tell you another one. Now, snuggle in and make yourself all cosy. Bye.